Welcome back to another video for the Covrprice Top 10 books for this past week. Will Mark Spears stay strong? Will there be any new absolute books, or will something surprising hit the list? Let's see what made the list and why up next in this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hello, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. And before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do with the stuff in the description below. Instagram, email, eBay, whatnot. Follow me on other socials. So we're going to look at the Covrprice Top 10 list for this week, the week of February 3rd, 2025. I do this list weekly. Covrprice is a third-party comic book pricing service, and they provide tracking of sales for comic books, both graded as well as raw. And they also do articles throughout the week, and this is one of them where the 10 books that are moving most in the aftermarket are looked at. We also look at the runners-up, numbers 11 through 20. So we're going to jump right into the list at number 10. Number 10 on the list is Mark Spears' Monsters. Number 1, the third print. This is the Nightmare on Elm Street homage. And listen, we all know Mark Spears is going crazy. This is a 1 in 20. This book is selling for like about $75. Hasn't been enough time for copies to get graded. And if you haven't gotten enough Mark Spears yet, then this is an amazing book to chase. The book is the third print retailer incentive, and it really hits the nostalgic bullseye. With all of Spears' previous covers highlight classic horror monsters, this cover tributes to a modern age terror. It's a perfect homage to Freddy Krueger's first movie poster, and fans love it. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Mark Spears again throughout this list. Let's look at number 9. And number 9 is All New Venom number 2, the Rivals Variant Edition by NetTease. This has some first appearances, but that's not really what's driving it. It is the video game tie-in where the book is selling for about $20, 15 to $20, and about $100 for pre-orders because this book only came out on January 8th. I don't think there are books back from CGC just yet. Venom didn't need help from Marvel Rivals' success. He was already a hugely popular character. The release of these special Marvel Rivals covers has taken over the market. The most popular characters are making huge waves in the aftermarket, and Venom is one of those characters. It also helps that this book is a key issue, introducing Ripcord, Chuck Stuff, Heave Ho, and the Tosser. Let's go to number 8. Number 8 is From Hell number 1 by Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell in 1991. This is the first print. High-grade copies in about the $20 to $25 range, and we'll take a look at 9/8s. 9/8s are hard to come by. There are only 42 copies on the census. This is a square-bound premium book. Only 42 copies on the census, and was published by, I forget, was it Mad Love Publishing? There are only 4 9/8s on the census, only 7 9/6s. So 9/8s don't sell too readily. The last sale was in 2022 for $450. The one before that in 2021 for $352. They are remaking the movie. It was done in 2001, a movie by the Hughes brothers starring Johnny Depp and Heather Graham. And evidently there's going to be a remake because it has been nearly quarter century. It's not every day that 137-year-old cold case gets a new lead, especially one as prominent as Jack the Ripper. That's right. After all these years, one of the greatest mysteries has finally been solved, maybe. Jack the Ripper's identity has been revealed through the technological advances of DNA matching. A bloodstained shawl from an 1888 crime scene was tested against descendants of the suspected serial killer. The results came back with a 100% match, finally giving the world the identity of the elusive murder. What does this news have to do with the trending comic? Well, this series is about Jack the Ripper. Not only that, but the title itself is a reference to one of the most prominent pieces of evidence. A letter thought to be directly from Jack the Ripper himself, though the primary spike is due to a recent rumor, very unconfirmed, that a remake of the property may be in the works. Fun fact, the first part of this series story was illustrated as part of the anthology in Taboo number 2. Very hard book to find. I did get this because I was an Alan Moore collector at the time. I think it was like how many issues did the miniseries run? I have yet to see. I will see soon the the feature film. It ran 11 issues, and yeah, it's the rumors. I don't know how much the news is pushing it, but obviously rumors of a new movie or TV series will push this property as well. Let us go to number 7 on the list, and it's Mark Spears' Monsters number 2, the cover A, the Guess Who's Back. This is an homage to, was it a Web of Spider-Man book, that Mike Zeck cover? I think that's what it's homaging. This is about a $20 to $25 book. $100. That has to be in pre-orders because I checked with Go Collect. There are none on the census just yet for a book that came out November 20th. So we're talking more than 2 months ago. Maybe the CGC backlog is holding that off. I do have books coming back from CGC in the next week. That will be exciting. But Mark Spears, for those of you who aren't chasing Spawn 356, is the next top hunt for fans of Mark Spears. Monsters has led a massive resurgence of interest in horror covers. Spears' retro art style brings a nostalgic factor to all of his work. The 3rd issue in this series just debuted last week, and it looks like collectors are trying to complete the set. The book has been extremely popular since its debut, and it doesn't show signs of slowing down. I'm not sure, again, don't take my financial advice on this, to buy what you want. I will say this, that the, where is it? No, the Bird City has had some exclusive covers. The 4th print, 1 in 25 with Frankenstein, has sold out. I did get the 1 in 25 of number 3, and there's 1 in 25 ratio that is black and white that is still available. This might not be a bad thing to check out if you're interested in some Mark Spears exclusives before they hit the aftermarket, but you got to act quickly. Because yeah, it's going quick. They're there. Indie Comics exclusives. We can see that this is sold out, and some of the Monsters books. The number 2 sold out. So obviously very, very popular. Let's go to number 6 on the list, and number 6 on the list is DC All-In Special number 1. This is the first appearance of the Absolute Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. This book is stayed hot for a long time. It kind of flew under the radar when it first came out. It's about a $10 to $15 book, about $100 in a 9.8. That's where it's been sticking. There are now 72 copies on the census, a book that came out just about 4 months ago in early October. And 67 of those 72 are 9/8, and they're selling in the $100 range pretty consistently over the last month and a half. Since kind of these properties have really become very popular. The Absolute Universe is quieted down for the most part. We're going to see some new series. Absolute Batman and other Justice League teammates have stopped dominating the list after a nearly uncontested 3-month run. This week, we see Absolute Batman number 1 on the runner-ups, or should be runners-up. And this book hit the top 10. Fans of the Absolute Universe are chasing down this book since it is the first appearance of the Absolute versions of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. Let's go to number 5. And number 5 is Magik number 1, the NetTease Marvel Rivals variant. Magik has got her own series again, fairly popular right now, about a $25 book raw, a 9.8. That has to be pre-orders, going for $120. Marvel Rivals continues to be a huge success. These Marvel Rivals covers have been moving fast in the aftermarket. Last week, the Storm cover was one of the top sellers, and this week we will see Magik make a run. Her duelist style and team-up abilities make her one of the top choices for players. She also a very popular character prior to the game's release. The game only enhances the desire to collect all her covers. When are we getting Jeff the Landshark Marvel Rivals cover? That's what I want to know. Let's go to number 4. And this is an interesting one. This is Dark Spaces Dungeon number 1 from October 2023. The Hayden Sherman retailer incentive Virgin 1 in 50. That's selling for about $20, $25. Also written by Scott Snyder. The cover A looks exactly the same. And I don't think there are any of these on the census right now. Spooky Pictures and Vertigo Entertainment have decided to work on a live-action project based on this property. Vertigo Entertainment, not the comic company from DC, has previously worked on projects like The Woman in Black, Five Nights at Freddy's, It, and the Lego Movie. This information came alongside other greenlit projects like The Kill Lock, The Delicacy, and Brutal Nature, which were highlighted in IDW's investors report. Originally, Dark Spaces Dungeon was supposed to be a TV series. However, it was just announced that it would be a full-length film. Speculators are trying to grab this book before it begins to pick up traction. If you find it, yeah. Not a title I'm familiar with. So I don't really have much to say about it. I'm just looking to see if I do have that in my collection. I definitely didn't pick up the retailer incentive version. And Dark Spaces Wildfire and Good Deeds. I don't have the original Dark Spaces from 2023. Okay, let us take a look at number 3 on the list, and it is The Seasons number 1. It's the Paul Azaceta Retailer Thank You Black and White. This is a new book from Image that just came out that, I don't know, selling for $25 to $35. There are a few factors that collectors like to focus on. One of those things are retailer thank you covers. Thank you covers are not open orders and are usually limited to one per retailer. They are also usually a surprise, creating scarcity of these covers and a race to collect them. In addition, this book debuted to tons of positive reception from readers. It looks to be a promising series, making this rare cover even more of a hard-to-find collectible. Again, we're not seeing it yet in 9/8, so because it just came out. If you're interested, again, it's tough to find because one per store, right? Let's go to number 2 on the list. And this is a repeat from last week. It's Scarlet Witch number 7, the Peach Momoko cover with Jeff the Landshark. It's selling for anywhere from, I don't know, $3 to $20. Jeff the Landshark was a fun addition to the Marvel world when he debuted in West Coast Avengers number 7. We've seen him on this list over the past several weeks. He's been a fun sidekick character that occasionally emerged in random storylines. However, his debut in Marvel Rivals infused him with a surge of popularity. This cover showcases the lovable shark in the arms of Wanda in Momoko's signature style. It was a huge hit last week and shot up 2 spots for this week's top 10. Let's go to the top book on the list. What is it? It is Spawn 356. From Mark Spears. Mark Spears cover, right? High grade books going for about $30. The 9/8s haven't really popped. And I don't know. Is that the current census count? Is 14 copies on the census, 13 in a 9/8? And the most recent sale of a 9/8 is only $65, which is kind of surprising, considering, it's the top of the list here. And, people are really desiring the Mark Spears books. By now, you probably already know everything about Mark Spears and his flagship comic series, Monsters. His covers have been trending since October, and Spears' fame has been soaring alongside sales. His earlier covers have been populating the top 10 in runners-up list as fans recently picked up the 3rd issue of Monster series last week. Fans will have to wait until March 19th before they get another issue. In the meantime, it looks like this stellar Spawn cover is the Spears cover to hunt down. So, at this point on my FOC, I'm just looking for Mark Spears stuff. There's a Thundercats book that was on FOC this past week. Let's take a look at the guy is busy. The runners up in number 11 is Superman 712 crypto cover. At number 12 is Crossed number 0, the Garth Ennis book, which is getting a series adaptation. And Ennis wrote the screenplay. At number 13, Absolute Batman hanging in there. At number 14, Omega Man number 3, the first appearance of Lobo. At number 15, Storm number 4, the NetTease Marvel Rivals variant. And number 16, a book we haven't seen in a bit, is that one. Amazing Spider-Man number 194, the first appearance of Black Cat. Rumors of Anya Taylor-Joy playing the character in Spider-Man 4. And there's been a video floating around online of Black Cat as a playable character in Marvel Rivals. So this is going to be always a key. At number 17, they want me to pronounce this again. Pentapocalypse. Number 1, the 1 in 25 variant. That was high on the list last week at number 18. This is the Mark Spears Monsters number 3. The cover H, the Fighter 1 in 25. That is the one that from Bird City. Yep, this one. It's sold out now. I did pick up a couple of copies for whatever that's worth. That's number 18. At number 19 is Star Wars: A New Legacy number 1, the Millennial Francis Yu 1 in 25. Limited variants, I don't know. And at number 20, a week to go until the Captain America Brave New World comes out and Red Hulk hits the big screen. That's going to do it for this week's Cover Price Top 10 list. I'd like to thank you for stopping by. When we come back next week, what do you predict? Put it in the comments below. Let's guess what the next week's number 1 is going to be. I'm going with Fantastic Four number 209, the first appearance of Herbie the Robot. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, you can take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comments. Oh, enjoy your comics. Make a comment, but enjoy your comics.